Andrew Garfield was recently interviewed about his return in Spider-Man No Way Home, and he said that he felt like that this is one of the best low-budget indie-style film experiences he's ever been a part of. A lot of people took that out of context, so let's talk about what he actually said. So this comes at us directly from Andrew Garfield, who talked about returning to the role of the Amazing Spider-Man, and he talked a little bit about how this was a moment in the making since he was a child. And as he stated previously, he's been a fan of Spider-Man as long as he can remember, and that goes all the way back to when he was 3 years old. And he says when it came to everything in regards to returning as Spider-Man, that he couldn't believe what they were able to pull off. And then he says that when it came to the scene of all three of them interacting and doing that all three of them had different ideas, different backgrounds, and different interpretations of what their Spider-Man is. Because naturally, all three were different. And he says this was a little cause for concern, and they didn't know if they could pull it off. But then he says they're there on set, and he says this felt like a low-budget film, and that he was making a super low-budget film of just a bunch of friends making a movie with a camcorder. A lot of people took this as him saying, oh, we made a super low-budget film. Look at what we were able to do. No. He literally says it felt like it. It felt like they were making it. And if you read a little further, he says it felt like that because they didn't really have a script. A lot of it was improv on the spot. You three play your Spider-Man how you think he should be played at this point in his life and see what happens. And he says that that's a very low budget feel because you don't do this in Hollywood. But he said that the studio felt comfortable that the three Spider-Man actors would deliver the best performance with sort of loose guidance and just be let loose and figure out what your character would do in this scenario, which I think showed. So, yeah, technically, he's not wrong. It was a low-budget experience because, well, it kind of was. They just shot it like that. But also, no, he never said it was actually a low-budget experience. That's just what it felt like doing that one sequence because it's just them hanging out in a lab, bouncing off of one another, tossing around jokes. And as all three have said, it felt like three brothers just hanging out, having fun. That is very low budget because that's not how you do films.